Air way too early for the fake. This that real game for real bros. No decaf, no cap. Welcome to Shogun Bros, no decaf. Live every weekday, 6:30 in the morning, Central Time. Did you hear what I said? Central Time. We talk dogs, bloodline building to yard work, from stud talk to the truth behind the pups. This ain't no highlight reel. It's how you really build legacy. Shogun Bros, no decaf. Pull up, pull up, handle yours. This ain't just content. It's culture. Welcome to the Cookout with Toyo, where family vibes meet front porch truth. No scripts, no filters, just heart, heat, and hot plates. Ooh. Step up with elevated perspective, with elevated game for grown men and women building mind, spirit, and vision. And men at work with Pimps Over Simps. Choice. Real convos, no cap, all purpose for the men behind the mission. 3 shows, 1 network, all gas, no decaf. Put no creamer in my man. Look, Shogun Unlimited, man. Press play and get man. Come on, press play, press play.
What's going on?
That intro cracks me up.
Yeah. We live. And as promised, man.
Press play.
Yeah, as promised, man.
Reminds me of Mac and Devin goes to high school. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. I got something special for y'all, man. For all y'all whose dogs is more so.
You hear Big A? I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Yeah, I hear you. You gotta go in and go out.
Info together. You can drop the link too. Whoever wants to jump in can.
Hey, can everybody hear me in the chat? Thumbs up if you can hear me, man. Hey, can anybody hear me? You.
I couldn't hear Big A at all. So, we're just gonna cook up a little bit more on the stud talk. You know, studs ain't for everybody.
Can you hear me?
You're here now? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We in here, man. I was talking to him. I was like, man. So as promised, man, I got something very special for y'all, man. People who trying to who not hip to this insurance thing, this life insurance, man. So today we're gonna dive into the crucial subject of morality insurance for dogs, specifically how it applies to high value dogs such as show dogs, breeding animals, working dogs, and how it can safeguard your investment and future in breeding on working dogs. So there's some things that we need to talk about and discuss. So what is life insurance for your dog? It is, specifically, it's more of a called morality insurance. Morality insurance is a type of coverage that compensates the owner in the event their dog's death, very, ill sickness. Unlike typical, pet health insurance, which focuses on medical bills, morality insurance is about like protecting the value of your animal. While many pet insurance companies provide like health coverage, which you can get health coverage for your dog. Just so y'all know, we can dive into that too. Morality insurance is like a specialized product that helps you recover the financial loss from the death of an animal with substantial value. So, for all you guys who really are deep into your kennel, and it's actually bringing in revenue for you as far as to the household, and it's a real business for you. Um, this more so applies to you. Okay, so why is morality insurance beneficial for the breeders and the kennels? Protection of investment. Breeding dogs, especially those with exceptional genetics or proven lineage, can represent a significant financial investment. Morality insurance helps protect that investment if a valuable dog dies unexpectedly. So all of you guys, who have like the staple to your program, this applies to you. Okay. Continuity of your program. Losing a key animal can halt or disrupt the breeding program. Morality insurance can provide a financial support needed to replace the dog and keep your program going smooth. Financial stability, important. Listen, financial stability and peace of mind. For breeders, sudden loss of an important animal could cause financial hardship. Morality insurance can ensure you have financial resources to handle such situations, offering peace of mind. So that means that if your dog dies, you'll get compensated, but you'll get compensated off of that dog's value. And we'll dive into what the value is and how you can get into that or whatever. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I'm saying morality, more mortality. Excuse me, my bad, y'all. You gotta forgive me, man. You know what I'm saying? Big A gotta,
Hey, it
he gotta
sounded
come
right.
around, man. Yeah,
That's
you
all that
gotta
matters.
forgive the kid, man. You gotta forgive the kid. My bad. But yes, all right. Appreciate that, Drake. But yeah, okay. So let's get into the types of coverage. Limited mortality coverage covers death due to specific causes. Covers full mortality. Mortality covers death from most causes, including natural causes. Uh, you know, um, the policy cost premiums can range from 250 to 900 per year, depending on the factors like age, breed, health, coverage level. Uh, you know, um, when should you consider using morality insurance for your dogs? High value dogs, morality insurance is generally recommended for dogs with high market breeding or income generating value, such as show dogs or working dogs. Age and health. Younger, healthier dogs may have lower premiums compared to older dogs with more health complicated or with more health complications. Um, these are some of the key insurance providers. Now, I'm gonna go deeper into this, and I'm going to actually call a couple of them and get more detail for it. But one of them I already have for me, but I only have the health insurance. Okay, so key insurance providers. ARC Agency Animal Insurance specializes uh, in high value animals, including dogs with income earning potential. Marnitz and Associates, known for offering mortality insurance for both horses and dogs. Hartford provides insurance primarily for working canines. Uh, uh, Acash- Acrisure works with a network of agents to personalize insurance coverage for dogs. Uh, you know, uh, So, these are things to start to consider when it comes down to breaking down what kind of dogs, you know, what it can do for your kennel. Let's talk about, some of the dogs that, will really fit that criteria. Breeding dogs, studs and dames, with proven bloodlines, dogs that generate income through mating fees or high value litters. So, for me, and this is just me thinking from the outside perspective. If I really had a breeding program, uh, I would probably, from my personal standpoint, I would probably insure my studs because primarily I would believe my studs would produce more litters, and if they produce more litters, then I can prove more value in that stud versus the dame. Show dogs. Show dogs that compete in conformation events, often with titles or wins. Their value is based on pedigree, performance, and future breeding potential. So these are type of things that you know we're already into, man. That's why we trying to get you guys to get out there and get active. Uh, get out there and start going to these dog shows around the world, around the nation. Local to you. We got the digital dog show, dog of the week. These can count too. Service dogs, trained individuals, and this will count big time. Service dogs, trained individuals with disabilities, guide dogs, mobility supports. Cost of training and service can reach 20,000 to 50,000, making them very high insurable assets. So if you already had your game together and you can, you can train and you can train this type of dog, then you know the value is there in itself, so to speak. Police and military dog canines trained for detection, search and rescue or protection, often covered through government or agency insurance. For private handlers may seek coverage too. Hunting and sporting dogs. So you guys in the hunting, especially elite hunting competitions. Their training and success can significantly raise their insurable value. Detection dogs, dogs trained to sniff out explosives, narcotics, or other contraband used by law enforcement, private security, or custom agencies. Protection dogs, personal protection or estate security dogs, often trained professionally and sold at high prices, sometimes 20K plus. Herding dogs, used to farm and ranch, yeah, so those are things to really consider. Now, it's a lot of things that you need to do to you got to jump through a whole you got to jump through a whole bunch of hoops and whatnot. Uh, Elevated, do you think this is something that you would consider?
Yeah, definitely. Is there age restrictions on it and stuff, or is it just different rates based on age?
No, so it says that and I'm gonna actually call one to get even further into the details so I can come back and give everybody something else to run with. But it says the younger your dog is, the cheaper the cheaper the insurance will be. So if the older your dog is, because I'm gonna get into exactly um, what you need to be able to be eligible for it, because you got to jump through some hoops.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, like once I figure out who's are going to replace Mason, and I might do
Yeah.
2 or 3 males. I
Okay.
mean, just
So
because I
first
keep
thing,
more females than I do males, so for me it would be more important to have backup on my male. You know what I mean?
yeah. So all right. So these are the things that you would need. You would need proof of ownership and value. Registration papers, documentation from recognized registry. Purchase records, documents showing how much you paid for the dog. Breeding records, records demonstrating the stud's breeding history and income generated. Appraisal and valuation. In some cases, you might need a professional appraisal of the dog's worth, especially if it's a rare breed or has exceptional breeding. And some things you have to, and these are things that you would, have to have certain, certificates for, I guess you could say, to prove the dog's value of what you've done. Show records. If the dog won competitions, documentation of those achievements as they can increase its value. Health information, veterinarian examination, a recent health certificate from licensed veterinarian confirming the dog is in good health. Vaccination records, medical history, genetic testing. They want genetic testing. Coverage amount. You'll need a specific amount of how much you want the dog insured for. This should be supported by evaluation documentation. So, you can set your price, and, run with that. And see, and work it out like, whatever. But, it covers death from specific causes like accidents or certain diseases. And one of them that I was looking into, depending on the health situation, if it's a dire health situation and you're trying to save the dog, and you have health insurance already on the dog, you can borrow from your life insurance to fund the rest of the medical expense. Full coverage covers death of most causes, including natural causes. How long do you want the insured to be in effect? The policy term, and then beneficiary, who will receive it. They would like to know your kennel breeding operations, information, business details, care and housing. So these are it's a lot of hoops that you would have to jump through. So a lot of people might not want that type of exposure, want people in their business like that. But somebody who's really trying to move, who's doing things and push it for the pub, bring it to the public or whatnot, this could be beneficial for you. If you highly active, you train your dog up to be, protection, for protection work, or you venture out to a whole bunch of shows, keeping that documentation, and if you want to push for that could be highly beneficial. It's people that's gotten $20,000-$30,000 when you start looking at these stories. All you got to do is start looking them up, behind one of their dogs passed. So, there's that. So, whoever this is, I hope it benefited somebody. Yeah, there you go. I'll talk about health insurance on another one, but yeah, we can get into the health insurance and home insurance too next time.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic. So, like, as far as the hoops you have to jump through, for somebody that's as far in as I am, to have insurance on somebody like, let's say, Judge, my inbred Mason son, or like one of these off of the 3/4 breedings, that might replace Mason. Like, I'm not dead set that Mason or Jarvis will, Judge or Jarvis will replace Mason, but at the same time, like, some of these pups off the 3/4 might be what replaces him. I don't know for a fact yet. So that's where I would probably say, if I was going to do it, it would be around a dog's 2-year-old age, 3-year-old age.
Yeah.
And then keep it from there on.
Yeah, because I'm glad we were talking about the studs today, because from my perspective, I would think for somebody like you're a perfect example. You have multiple breeds a year. You know what I mean? You have multiple breedings a year. Or, so you having a stud will probably be more beneficial taking on the insurance, because you would drop more litters with that stud than you would with your female. So that means if you were to value out each individual puppy, the value of him, the dog will go up, and then you do a lot of shows, you venture out, so you show your dog, you can show that it's actually a business for you. So that's something that, but like I say, it's a lot of hoops to jump through. Some people don't want that kind of exposure, don't want people in their business like that. But then at the same time, anything can happen with your main, the core of your program. And,
whenever it says housing and all that stuff, I mean, you could get like a nice dog house, a retriever kennel with some paving stones in it, and I guarantee
Mhm.
a good, nice water bucket, and and take pictures of that, and I
Well,
guarantee you, like you could probably have insurance on 3 or 4 dogs, and that's how they live, and that right there, and
well,
probably still get it.
I think that would depend on what you specify the dog as, because there are certain standards for the way people keep working dogs.
Yeah. Yes.
So working dogs might be in a certain setting. That's their house, and that's how working dogs are housed.
Yep.
So I think that's all how you would label your
Yep.
your situation.
And a working dog, like, say you take a male and you start killing coyotes, well, you can sell them pelts and stuff and claim all that as your working dog. You know what I mean? This dog makes
Yeah,
$300-400 a month hunting. Like, imagine the insurance you'd have for a dog like that. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, it dies, like you said, might get 30, 50, 100 grand. Like,
yeah,
depending on how much it makes in its lifetime.
yeah.
And I bet if they did
Oops,
that,
oops.
I bet that health insurance would have something to do with extraction too.
Damn.
I bet you can get his semen insured.
Hey, Tony. I hit the wrong button, man, and removed you, dog. Man, I was trying to put your comment on top, man. Let me, God, dog, how I get them back up here, man?
You removed it?
Yeah, by accident, man. I was trying to, he had asked me a question. He was trying to ask me what company. I was trying to highlight so I could go back and read the
I can still
companies,
see it
man.
right here.
Yeah, can you get them back up? Bring it back up? My
Uh,
bad, Tony. My bad,
yeah,
partner.
like that.
Yeah,
Did it do
nah,
it?
nah, I removed it. But
Oh,
anyway, let me go up and read these companies, man. And,
do I star the comment?
probably.
Let's try that. And I put show on stage, but I guess I don't have the.
All right. So, these are the top three companies. It's five companies, but the top three companies that ensure that will fit all our dogs would be Marnitz and Associates. This company is known to provide mortality mortality insurance for horses and canines. The Hartford the Hartford, while known for general insurance, the Hartford does mortality insurance for certain animals, including working canines. Uh, uh, Arc, Arc, it's ACRI Sure, SURE. Got me stumbling over words. This company works for a network of agents who can help you find personalized dog life insurance coverage. The one that I have is Embrace. Embrace offers life insurance, but it's not worth it. I looked into it a little bit. It's not worth it, but I haven't looked into the top three. So I'm planning on calling them and looking into it, and then getting back to y'all and filling y'all in on what that's about. And yeah, Elevated, what's happening, bro?
Sorry, bro. I was
You
warming
there?
that pup. I was warming that pup while you was talking.
Okay. Yeah,
Just chilling. It's nice up here today, man.
that's what's up.
It is finally.
Yeah. Yeah, Tony M, my bad, bro. I did that by accident, my G. Try to
But like,
multitask, man.
so the determining factor to who replaces Mason will be, can they produce like he can? You know what I mean? Like,
What you mean?
so I get a really high production rate out of him. Like, I get a really good number of really good dogs. So finding somebody that can keep up to that standard, or like a dog, like one of his
Yeah,
sons, or to that can keep up to that is going to be really hard.
Yeah.
So, and I know that. I've kept it in mind.
Yeah.
That's why, like, none of them I'm like, yep. Judge, I think he's got the best chance because of how he's bred. But some of these ones, like Judge 2 Vixen, it might have a better chance.
Yeah.
Because they're 3/4 Masons. So, I mean, it really depends on what that individual does for me, in the future.
So, how many studs on your yard do you have?
So we'll start from the youngest and go to the oldest. I have Jake and Wyatt. Then
How many litters has he produced?
None of them. They're young right now. So I'm going from youngest to oldest. They're just now a year. So Jake and Wyatt, they're off of Mason and Medusa.
So you consider that a stud before it's even time?
No. I'm just saying. I thought you meant like how many males I have.
No.
I only have Mason, and I've bred Jarvis and Judge right now. That's it. And neither one of Jarvis or Judge has thrown a litter yet. So I was just testing the waters with them because Mason's so old now. And I'm hoping that, like, say Jarvis and Mercy throw some pups. By the time that dog's 2 years old, Mason will be 12, almost 13. And I'm hoping that, like, I can maybe get lucky and do an AI and breed him back to, like, his great-granddaughters. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
that would be cool.
So you only have one stud on your yard.
Yeah.
Proven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When do you plan on stop breeding Mason? When
he starts throwing lower numbers,
Okay.
Literally, because like I get 8, 9, 8, 9, 6, 7, still to this day. So like, and he's 10 years old. So like, if he in the next year he stops throwing litters that high, then I would probably try to just retire him. I wouldn't get him fixed or nothing, but I would just retire him and let him live out his old life with me. Go to the lake, do all that kind of stuff. That's kind of why I took him to South Bottoms. Just kind of. I mean, he's kind of already into the steps of retiring because of his age, but I'm not like done with him.
Yeah,
I can still move in the future. But these young males, I am testing them. Like I bred Jarvis and I bred Jarvis twice and I bred Judge once, and I'm gonna breed him to an outcross and see what he throws with an outcross too.
And what has it done for you? So
I don't know yet.
You got to click on the message elevated and time me out for 10 seconds. I'll be back. Yeah, but what you say?
Put user in timeout. Is that what I needed to do? I don't think it's working for me. Like I'm clicking on the stuff, but it ain't doing nothing.
Alright.
I don't know why. But so like Judge and Vixen, they're any day now. Like she is as big as a house, bro. She's huge.
Yeah.
Like she's probably got like 8 pups in her or more. And I mean I feel pretty good about that because I only locked them up twice. And I mean Judge is like almost 2. He'll be 2 in July. So I tried a little early with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Compared to I waited till Mason was 6. Like I want to know whether or not the inbred son can throw for me like that or not. And wait until he's 6 years old won't matter to me. You know what I mean? So that's why I went ahead and just tried it.
Yeah.
For Judge to Vixen, look up Judge 2 times, or you can look up Freemason Mason, and then click on Judge 2 times Mason, and then it'll be in his offspring. I can't read who said that. Starts with a W. I think it's Welsh.
Yeah. You said what's the pair for that breeding?
Yeah, he can look up Freemasons Mason APBT and then go to his offspring and click on Judge. That's the easiest way to find it. But so I bred Mason to Medusa and I bred Mason to Carson.
Okay.
They're like I kept all my line a little bit close so that like I can have producers. You know what I mean? I knew that eventually I'm gonna acquire a couple females like Dirty Girl, Like Dirty Girl was just bred to Jarvis. She's probably going to be bred to Judge too, one time.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping he produces like that. Get more of Mason.
Yeah. So So what's your plan for the long term future? 5 year. What's your 5-year plan? Cause Mason is 10. He'll be 15. What's your plan on moving forward?
So like I'm producing a few litters right now, but like they're here in say a year, I won't have nothing that's gonna drop for a little while because of I might breed Judge once and I might breed Jarvis once, but other than that, I'm gonna let all these dogs like fully mature, take them hog hunting, do stuff like that. That's why I'm kind of wanting to place them a bunch of places, hog hunters, show guys. You know what I mean? Because whenever I take these out, I might need some of them their litter mates to go back to.
You don't do hog hunting yourself, huh?
Yeah. Me and Throwback, we got a catch pen in South Carolina where we're gonna put them and train dogs on them.
Okay. Yeah,
bay
you
dogs.
Can't do it in your area, huh? Because it's too hilly. You say?
Yeah, just it wouldn't. I mean, I can. Like, there's some boys that said they can get me in on it, but I just want to make sure that they'll do it in a controlled situation. That way, I'm not just taking one that ain't gonna do shit and be like expected to do its job. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna train them up properly, know what they'll do around bay dogs, all that stuff. Because when you let them go, I mean, every time you let a pit bull terrier go, there's 50-50 chance they could hit that bay dog. If you ain't schooled it out to being used to having them bay dogs around. And me, I've got a cur pup I'm getting, and I think Throwback's gonna get one too, and we're gonna raise them up to be bay dogs. Like it'll literally run around the yard with me, and like I'll just let it walk around with me. The dogs will have to get used to it, and from the time it's a puppy, they'll all like it. As long as they like that one it's a Catahoula cur. I think it's a mountain cur. I don't really know the difference in them too much, but I think it's a mountain cur. It's yellow with the black muzzle and stuff. So I mean, I think we're gonna get a couple of those and raise them up. That way they know their job. They bay like they're supposed to, and then we can test our dogs with our own dogs. That way, if they grab that bay dog, I can break it off, and I won't be mad at myself. Like, because if you go to letting your bulldog go and it grabs somebody's expensive bay dog, man, they're liable to be real mad. So
yeah,
it's on us to to know what our dogs are gonna do when we let them go. You know what I mean? To school them out properly for that situation, because there's a lot going on when. There's the hog making a bunch of racket, then a bunch of dogs barking at it and running around.
So how do you prep your dogs? If you giving a dog to somebody who hog hunting, and I'm a hog hunter. I need a dog for me. How old are you gonna let me get that dog? And are you gonna prep it for me, or you just what are you gonna do?
The couple I've placed, I placed a puppy, and he's just now getting of age to like where he's hitting hogs and stuff. And then, so that's on him. He's just now a year. So
okay,
they're just now putting him on hogs and stuff. So it's on, when I sell you one like that, it's on you to train it. You know what I mean? But now okay, so it's on you to train it. But we're going to get to the point to where you can, when you buy a dog from me, it turns a year old, you can bring it to our catch pen and school it up there with us watching. You know what I mean? Like, so I took 2 older dogs down there and put them on hogs and sold them to these boys. And I mean, that's really, I mean, I showed them what they'll do, and then they take them out and see if they, like, it's not a definite even, they pay me after they hunt it the first time. I done that.
Yeah. So when you give them the dog, and as a pup, at what age are you giving it to them as a pup? Before because they're gonna pay you. Are you giving it to them as a year, or you giving it to them 6 months? I mean, like,
No, if they're buying a pup, they buy the pup. So 6 weeks old, you can come and get it, pay me.
Okay.
If it grows up to be a catch dog, that's on you. That's your schooling and training.
So I buy a dog from you at 6 weeks, 8 weeks. and I
Yeah.
don't have to pay you until after my first until
No,
until
no.
it starts hitting.
If you're buying a puppy, you pay me for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I hook hog hunters up. I'll sell them to hog hunters a little cheaper, and I'll sell them to people going to shows and breeding dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hog hunters ain't breeding dogs. They don't give a shit about that most of the time. So like, so I'll sell a couple to them. You know what I mean? Like they pay up front, they take them, they raise them. If they turn into a hog dog, they do. If they don't, they have the option of bringing it back and replacing it with a different dog of the next litter. But I mean, you ain't getting one off of my yard that's already grown. I don't sell grown dogs most of the time. The only reason I sold them couple grown dogs to them boys is because I've known them since elementary school. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason they got them.
How come you don't sell grown dogs?
Because somebody will buy one telling you they're gonna do this with it and do another thing, and they want one that's ready to go right then, and I ain't into pleasing people like that. You know what I mean? I just not. I want somebody that's gonna take the time, trust the blood, you know, learn from the dog they have. Like, I want that type of person, not somebody that's just gonna be like, okay, it's ready to go right now. Cool, thank you. Like, that's just, I'm not into that. I didn't get that, so I'm not into giving that to people. That's the best way to put it. I had to learn everything the hard way. So, and like every dog you learn raising Michonne, haven't you learned a bunch from just her as an individual?
Every dog I have, I learned something from. The dog teach me. I don't teach. You know, I have my set things that I do regularly, but like for each dog, teach me something different. You know what I'm saying? I learn more from the dog than the dog learned from me. You know, and that's every dog that I have. So, you know,
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Like, even though I have a bunch of them, I learn a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're always, one's teaching me one thing, one's teaching me an S. Who's this that said I just want a best friend again? I can't read none of the names.
Oh, shoot. Somebody probably lost their dog.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple litters coming up. Hit me up on Facebook. I'd like to see a couple of them go to pet homes. That's fine. They might they might do something, you know what I mean? A pet. So if you give some to hog hunters, give a couple to pet people, you know, like my brother has a dog off of my stuff and he's tucking it around, and so many people in our area know that dog, but just because he's drove around with it. And they've asked him where he got it from.
What's your culling process? And you know, what's your culling process? What is it that you will not accept on your yard?
I'm not into. So like this question could go many ways, but like I'm not into physical flaws. You know what I mean? I won't breed a dog with physical flaws. Like, out of all the breedings I've done, I had one puppy that had an underbite, right? And I would have never bred him. He ended up passing away. He got attacked by something in my yard, and he went anemic. So, and I mean, I was medicining him up and everything, but so I would have never bred him. But you talk about a bad little dog, you could put him on a pig at like 12 weeks old, a little pig, and he would hit it. Like he was just that dog from the time he was born. So, I would have never bred him probably, and if I did, it would have been to an outcross. So like, there's just certain things like I don't get so low of a number I have to worry about culling all the time. You know what I mean? Like out of the litters I have, a good percentage of them are active dogs. You can do anything with them.
Well, okay. So when I say culling, I mean when I say culling, I mean your program. Just because you cull a dog doesn't mean that, you know, it's not a good dog.
Yeah.
A dog that fits your program. What is it that you won't accept on your yard? You know, if it's a dog that you gotta let go in a whole different direction, no matter how you know whatever you do, what is it that you won't accept on your yard? What is your culling process?
It's so hard to say because some of them I know when they're a young age, like I know I'm going to breed that dog, and some of them I just know I'm never going to even see nothing off of that dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of them I know I'm going to, like, from a young age, I watch them grow up, I'm like, nah, I'm going to breed that one. Like Rogue, I knew that, you know what I mean? So I don't know. That's where I can't explain that. I go with my gut.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey,
Yeah, I ain't accepting no. I ain't accepting no. Man, this dog was crying for me to take her outside and work her this morning. I ain't accepting no dog that ain't gonna cry for me to work her, him or her. I ain't accepting no dog that don't want to work as bad as I want to work it. If that dog don't want to work, that dog ain't carrying the genes of the mama that I bred and the work habits for sale.
Got you. Now,
yeah, like
you know,
all of them will do it. So that's where it's hard for me to use like I don't have none that won't work. You know what I mean? Out of Mason, and like a lot of people won't say that. Like I've not seen one that won't work. You know what I mean? So that's where that's kind of hard for me to use that as a variable to, you know, because all of them will do it.
Yeah, because you know, with your program, you might want specific traits to stand out more than others, and so certain things might not fit your criteria type deal. So I'm just I'm asking, what do you?
I don't like a dog that's too shy to do anything, like skittishly shy to do anything, even if you walk it down, on a leash, certain stuff like that. And I don't mean like, walking with its tail tucked, because there's some dogs that walk with its tail tucked that ain't skittish, you know what I mean? But like ones that are too skittish to even work. I've gotten a lot of dogs from other people. So I had one that he foamed at the mouth a lot, dude. And like freakishly foamed at the mouth. And he didn't have rabies and I had him checked and everything. But this dog, if you was working I was working another dog and I turned around and he had like foam. He looked like, you know how the Scooby-Doo, the old one, gets the pink foam all over him and he licks it off? That's what he looked like. White foam all over him. And I was like, holy shit. So, and I mean, he was a really well-bred dog, but I just didn't take the risk in adding that to my stuff. Mine don't do that. I don't have excessive foamers, you know what I mean? Even no matter how hard you work them. So
I give you an example. So I can speak of a yard that my homeboy and got good dogs, and he's got two primary dogs that he holds and keeps, and he had 4 dogs in total, and the other 2 dogs that he let go were good dogs. They weren't good dogs for what he was trying to do. So the camps that those 2 dogs went to, both of those dogs fit the camp perfectly, and they could do whatever they wanted to do with them and move they program forward. But as far as this program, even though they were good dogs, it didn't fit his program. So that was part of the culling process. But the dogs the camps that the dogs went to, it served their process. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but the whole calling process though, that's going to vary in different programs. For example, if I'm gonna just tell you from us. Okay, so I had some Boyles dogs some years ago. These dogs are actually in Macho Bouquet. Now, I had a litter of, I think it was 10 of them, and 2 of them was acting real funny. But see, me being familiar with the actual dogs that was close to the dog in the pedigree, I knew that the 2 that wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, I knew which dog that was coming from, because it was the dog in their 3rd generation that used to do the same exact thing. Right. Now, if I didn't know that about the family member, I probably would have got rid of the fucking dogs. Them 2 dogs. I probably just would have. But knowing that I had to sit and wait on those, because we had to sit on that same dog that's in the 3rd, that one dog that's in the 3rd generation, I knew that it was still a 50-50 chance if we waited. So when you talk about the process, that depends on the dogs and the family, because if you're not familiar, that go back to the whole cold. That go back to the cold dog situation. Also, if you're not familiar with the family members up close within the first 1 to 8 generations, if you're not familiar with everybody, you can misdiagnose your calling process.
And I've done that.
But that's the reason why I tell everybody, buy your stock, test your stock, and breed your shit, because moving forward, you know what to look for instead of guessing.
Yeah, I can't say I did that. I've had plenty of pups, you know what I'm saying, and got rid of good dogs pups that turned out to be good dogs, real good.
Yeah,
dogs.
I done it. I learned my lessons. I done it before when I was starting out, you know. But again, that's why it's best. That's why all these people that got a lot of dogs that's closely bred together, that's why I tell people, y'all need to go on different yards and see how these dogs are acting, because just because he might have a belly mate, he might have a half sibling, he might have a dog in your second, third, or fourth generation. You need to know how these dogs was acting. You need to know how their offspring was acting.
Time out. I got a question. Okay. When do you call? When do you call?
Okay, well, I'm gonna just tell you from on my yard, the way I'm set up, because
with your experience, and and especially on your yard, because you know your dogs. When do you call with your program?
The way my yard is set up, they pretty much call themselves out the program because of how the living situation is.
I got you.
So
I understand.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you might look. It's either I go to sleep and wake up. If your ass ain't on that chain no more, then you ain't survived the process. So, yeah, they yeah.
Right.
That's honestly how a lot of like decent size yards are. Like that are like well maintained, well bred, decent size yards. They are kind of like that. They have that tendency.
But see, elevated. It's a lot of, even with the kennel blind, you know, a lot of people blind to the calling process too. You know, so
okay, that's why I like to ask that question, because a lot of people that have larger yards that you know kind of close their doors to the public. I mean, like you know, at some point in time, you know, that can become an issue, a kennel blind.
Well, big A, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you how you fix that, Big A. Now, what you do is, but especially if you're networking, right? And I've done this with certain people. I might give you a pup and say, listen, if you like it, I might say, listen, give me $350 up front. If you like this pup in the next 15 to 24 months, just give me another $5. And I won't even tell you how the dog bred. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, they get caught up on the pedigree in the calling process. I have gave dogs to people and done the same thing I just told you about. Some of them didn't work and some of them worked. They be like, man, how the dog bred? At this point, the dog may be 24 months old and the dog's successful. They be like, man, how the dog bred? And I send them the pedigree. Now, remind you, so that means from the time they got the dog to the time it became successful, they didn't even know how it was bred. So the dog got a fair chance. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So okay. Well, I'm leading that also to lead into this also, because you spoke on something that you said that more I don't want to. You said it. I just don't want to mess up your words. You said that there's more producers coming out of curs and cold dogs. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
No, you said it right, because a lot of people like to argue that.
Right. Okay, but with that being said, when you speak of colon, you know what I'm saying? You see how they can kind of coincide with each other,
and that's why I say, especially when we got veteran dogmen and you got people who just coming in, we got to be careful of what we actually saying, because again, a person could say, well, I don't want this on my yard, I don't want this on my yard. Then you got a newbie who doing research and they looking at Snooty, they gonna be like, well, damn, Snooty lost twice.
Okay.
And look at the dogs still influenced by Snooty. Look at all the Floyd dogs that done lost once, twice, 3 times. They still talking about the dogs. So again, we a lot of people are applying to the calling process because of the pets. It's just a dog might not. Okay, let's look at Chinaman. Chinaman last match was what, at 7 years old or some shit.
Okay.
He was a late starter. So if it wasn't for Gardner, Vinny, and them, if he had went to somebody else's yard, there wouldn't be no Chinaman. Correct?
Okay.
So that's just how I look at it. Anytime somebody talking about the calling process, I always bring up the Chinaman situation, because we know the dogs that's alive today because of Chinaman. And if you take him out of a lot of dog peds, him in Frisco, it's a lot of dogs that a lot of people won't see in their backyard right now. So the whole calling process, that is to each his own, but at the same time, you got to know what to look for. Just like everybody ain't got family members that's going to defend themselves. A lot of people got bitch made family members. That don't mean you a bitch.
Okay,
you know,
so when you say know what to look for, I'm just trying to get some clarity, you know, especially for me and probably somebody out there who's really trying to understand. When you say what to look for, does that have to coincide with the direction that you want to go, or does that have to go with whatever pops up that's highly beneficial? Because if it's highly beneficial, but it doesn't suit your program, do you add that in there, or do you let that go?
I wouldn't say let it go. I would say, this is just me again. I would say find somebody that you really trust. They got some bulldogs. Y'all sit there and examine the situation, and I feel you should give that dog a shot outside of your yard. And the reason why I say that, we all know if Frisco didn't produce, we wouldn't be talking about no Frisco dog. So given just to give a shot, just to see if you can be successful on the other hand, which is the breeding aspect, because you got performance aspect in the working, and then you got the breeding aspect. It's a lot of performance dogs that don't got shit worth of offsprings. So you might not see what you want on your yard. It might not fit your standard to the T. So I feel, long as the dog ain't go out there and embarrass you, I feel the dog should have another shot on another yard. That's just me. That don't mean you have to put it in yours. It might, your homeboy down the street might have success with it and turn the dog into a ROM dog.
Yes, sir.
Would you get it again?
Because again, elevated. Again, people don't like to talk about it because I guess it's uncomfortable. But there are more winners, POR Best in Show ROM dogs off of losers and cold dogs than it is winners. So it's at some point we just gotta look at everything. You gotta examine the whole board, man.
Well, like,
you know,
I mean, I'm a big believer in that.
Hey, salute Young with the 10 piece tip.
Oh,
Man, I just appreciate that, man. Support, man. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Yeah, but continue. What were you gonna say?
I believe in that method because, like, Medusa's way more cold than all her offspring. She didn't show any aggression or nothing until she was probably 3 years old, 3 and maybe 4. Like, because she's going on 6. So I'm a big believer, and I bred her before that. I knew what she was off of. I didn't care. You know what I mean?
And
I
Hey,
knew that when I bred
hold
Mason back
up.
to it, it was going to bring
Time
that
out.
out.
Time out. Time with the 50 piece. Man.
With
Hey, tip.
Hey.
Hey, that's what we talking about, man. Thanks for the support. This is a movement, man. We trying to get the info from us to you, from the community to everybody out there, man. I got my pen and pad right now. You know what I'm saying? Kick it with Welsh, man. Go ahead and continue.
Yep. And like so like I knew what she was off of, so and like her ancestors, so I didn't care. I knew that when I bred Mason back to it, because I had bred him before and I saw the fire I got, I knew that when I bred him back to her, I was gonna get it back. And I did. I got Jarvis and Rogue and Vixen, Harley. They're all great dogs. Like, and they all represent what she come from better than she does, really. Even though she's 3/4 Thor dog, they still represent more of like something straight off of Thor or Thor and Panic.
True.
Put it.
Yeah, but
I had already knew that was a common thing when I done it. So I was like, what's it gonna hurt? Somebody else has already tried it.
and the thing is, the Big A, the same dog I told you about earlier on the other show about the one I had took and went back into the person and won. I'm gonna tell you something else about that dog. That dog produced 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That dog had 12 puppies and produced 8 winners, and
Yeah.
that was off of Akuma to her. She an Eli Carver Jeep dog, as they call it.
Okay.
As they call it.
Yeah, man. Hey, we coming up on that hour mark, man. You know what it is, man. We're gonna have to start making these rounds in a minute, man. But I got some good news for y'all, man. It ain't over yet. Now we got something coming up, man. This is a little different flavor, man. You got the one and only Pimps Over Simps, man. He got something to say, man. He really got something to say. Y'all gonna have to check him out, man. Coming up next.
I'm gonna be watching.
Oh yeah, man.
Who coming up next?
Pimps Over Simps, man. He got some game, man. Hey Welsh, man, I really appreciate you coming through and dropping some knowledge, man, especially given the perspective we get to see things through your eyes, kind of step on your yard for a minute and, you know, see how things work in the working world. You know what I'm saying? And you know, same thing, elevated, man. Appreciate everybody in the tent, man. Y'all rolling with us, man. Appreciate the tips, man. That stuff, man. Hey, man, that ain't doing nothing but making the digital dog show, dog of the week, and everything else bigger for y'all, man. We really appreciate that, man. Yeah, Supreme, what it do?
Man, you already know what to do, man. We outside, goddamn it, outside with them dogs working, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing else to do, man.
Yeah.
Dog got a job, man. We trying to win that digital dog show, man.
Yeah. You heard that first, elevated. He looking at you, man. He wasn't looking at me. He looking at you, elevated. That's all I'm saying, man. He looking at you.
Which ones we competing with? Which one's that?
That's this Faye. Just the
Okay.
just the little female.
Yeah, coming up in May, man.
She getting bred right after the dog show too.
Yeah. Okay. She coming up in heat?
She will be in June.
What's she breeding her to?
Yeah, she'll be in heat in June.
Okay.
I'm on discipline mode, so in the next couple months y'all gonna see some little setups getting built up out here.
Heck yeah. That's what's up. That'd be a nice spot too.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Go on, make y'all rounds, man. We about to get out and get out, man. I got to go kick it with Pimps, man. He fly, man. Fly guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's Elevated Kennels.
Yeah,
You can
man.
catch it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. The Show Dog Journal's coming. We're gonna have some Bulldog products coming out soon too.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably gonna put up a couple. I might make a couple and just give them for, like, to give out to the winners.
Yeah, that'd be what's
Digital
up. You
Dog
got a
Show.
magazine coming out soon,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yep, the Show Dog Journal.
Yeah, Digital Dog Show champ. You know, Best in Show gonna be centerfold, man.
Yep.
Hey, that's what it do, man. But yeah, man. Catch y'all on the rebound. We'll be right back. We out.
Yes, sir.